Hey there, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and today on C# and Sensors, we're going to do gesture detection. We're going to use this, which is an APDS9960. Let's go build a project. Before we write any code, let's wire this up. We have our sensor, and it's got these quick connectors, so I'm going to just use a quick connection cable for it. And we can plug it right in on the YoshiPi, which has the same connector. Now this can be pulled, but it also can give an interrupt. So what I'll do is I'm going to just use the interrupt, and that way we don't have to pull it. It will just tell us anytime a gesture is detected. And that's our full wiring. You could do the same thing to something like a Raspberry Pi or the Meadow F7, a Jetson Nano, anything like that. This one's just nice because it's got all four of these wires, power, ground, and the two I2C lines right there in this small cable. Now we'll create our application. We're going to use the IoT application template. We'll name our application Gesture Sample, and we'll start out by adding a reference to the APDS9960 sensor from Meadow Foundation. Now we'll go over to our application. We'll declare our sensor and create an instance of it. Next, I'm going to actually create that interrupt pin. And we're going to create it on the hardware. We're using the microbus port. And then we're going to create a digital interrupt port on this. This is a falling edge interrupt, so it goes from high to low when it detects a gesture. And we'll put an internal pull-up on it. And when the interrupt occurs, that is when we will go read our sensor. First, let's actually create the sensor, though. And again, we were using the quick connector, so we can just pass that in for our I2C bus. And we have to enable gestures with it. And we do want interrupts. Okay, so now in the interrupt handler, we're just going to read the gesture and output it to the display. So we read the gesture. This is going to return the gesture direction. Sometimes it may return none, so we only want to do something if it has a direction to the gesture. So we're going to get the display service, and we're going to send the direction that we just read from the sensor to the display. That's all there is to it. We don't need anything in the run method because we're not going to be polling the sensor. We're going to be just completely event-based. So that's our entire application there. It looks like we probably added about 10 lines of code. And now we simply run the app. And now we just run some gestures. So if I go from right to left, left to right, bottom to top, top to bottom. And that's all there is to it for doing gesture detection with a .NET application. This enables you to do things like touchless navigation within your application. Thanks for watching.